Good evening and welcome to our webinar. Topic for tonight is a simple recipe for social media success. It's being brought to you by Buffalo Niagara SCORE, the Buffalo Niagara chapter of SCORE, and our presenter, uh, SCORE volunteer and experienced business person, Arba Cooper. I'm SCORE Workshops Coordinator Ted Galantowitz, and I'm pleased to serve again as your host. This session is being recorded, and the recording will be made available to all registrants by tomorrow. Also, I will make available a PDF copy of the presentation slides to all who request them. All attendee microphones will be muted during the presentation. That's as usual for our webinars. If and when you have a question, an answer to a question, or a comment during the presentation, we ask you to please use the chat box or the Q&A function of Zoom. The Q&A and chat box items will be addressed as appropriate during the presentation. Also, our presenter will leave time at the end of her presentation for questions. I'll be monitoring the chat box and the Q&A sections during the presentation and will interrupt as appropriate. With reference to the chat box, I'm now going to ask all of you attendees to click on the chat box and to enter your name and your business. This is going to help with keeping attendance for this session. All attendees will be receiving an evaluation within 48 hours regarding this evening's presentation, and they'll be getting that via email. It is automatically produced by our event system. So please complete the form when you receive it in your email and return it. These evaluations come in as very important, both for our presenters and for knowing what types of things that you would appreciate having webinars on in the future. Before introducing our presenter, I'd like to let you know that this webinar is a part of SCORE's commitment to promote the success of small business. We do this through local and nationally available training events, one-on-one mentoring, and by providing online informational resources. SCORE is the volunteer arm of the Small Business Administration, the SBA, and we have hundreds of chapters and thousands of unpaid volunteers throughout the United States. Our Buffalo chapter has about 70 members, and a good percentage of that will go ahead and do mentoring. Our mentoring is free, it's confidential, and most of our educational events are also free. We urge you to contact us at buffaloniagara.score.org, and you can also contact SCORE through our national website, score.org. And you can go ahead and access these websites for mentoring and to view national and local workshops and to explore numerous business-related resources. I'd like to just take a couple of seconds to keep you advised of the events that we will have coming up within the next few weeks. Our Buffalo Niagara chapter will be presenting these webinars during the remainder of November. On November 11th, our Microsoft partners will present a webinar on Microsoft Teams for virtual meetings. And on November 12th, we'll be having a webinar on small business tax considerations and recent tax changes. That's a good topic for end of the year and preparing for the end of the year tax season. On November 17th, we are partnering with SCORE Jacksonville for a workshop on planning and setting goals in 2021. On the 18th of November, we'll be presenting a session on understanding financial statements and taxes for small business. And closing out the month, on November 24th, we'll be having a webinar on 5 last-minute holiday marketing ideas. And this last event on the 24th of November will be presented by tonight's speaker. You can register for any of these events at buffaloniagara.score.org. And now let me go ahead and bring in our presenter, who is a SCORE mentor and has been a past president of Buffalo Niagara chapter of SCORE, as well as she has been a small business owner. Her name is Arba Cooper. She's a frequent presenter for us, and we're happy and thankful that she's going to go ahead and present for us tonight. Arba, I'd like to pass the microphone and the controls to you. Go ahead and let's get started.
All right, let's get it started. Give me your mic. That's just a joke, Ted. Don't look so shocked. Okay. Because they can't see me. All right. So tonight, a simple recipe for social media success. Let me see if I can get my screen going. There we go. Okay, there I am. That's on one of my better looking photo shoot days. I'm not looking like that right now because I have been working at home now for several months. But I am Arba Cooper, 30 years of experience in sales and marketing. You'll hear some of my stories during the presentation. I like to kind of throw in some of my own examples. In 1996, I started my own home-based printing and desktop publishing business while working and raising a family. It was a business I actually didn't plan to start. I just saw an opportunity. There was a need. I fulfilled the need, and there started my business. And again, I am giving you examples and ideas from what I've already done, what I've experienced. I have been a web designer since 1999, self-taught, because I knew that that was something that not only I needed, but my clients needed. And I've built hundreds of websites for entrepreneurs, professionals, businesses, and other organizations. In 2003, another opportunity fell into my lap where I had the opportunity to publish a monthly wedding magazine for Atlanta small businesses. I printed 10,000 little publications every month. Also did some bridal shows and networking events, and was quite successful with that. And I came back to this area and joined SCORE. I am a certified mentor, workshop presenter, and at one time we had a business radio program on Power 96.5. And currently I'm a social media strategist for Hearst Media. Really, I just moved into this role within this last year because I wanted to expand my expertise beyond web design. And now I am a Constant Contact certified solutions partner. And that is what allows me to do the presentations. All right. And what you'll find is that I'm mainly used to doing face-to-face workshops. I don't know if any of you have ever heard me speak in person. And so I really like to engage. And this is just totally new for me because I can't see you, I can't touch you, so I'm going to try to keep you engaged as much as I can during this presentation. So let's start with the first. I got some information here, but what I want to first find out, first I want to figure out if the raise your hand feature works. So if any of you have ever attended one of my webinars before, raise your hand. Oh, I'm seeing some hands. Philip, Bill Andrews, Tracy. Got to find those hands. There's somebody calling in on a phone, so I know that they can't raise their hand. So now the only three that have attended one of my webinars are other SCORE. So you guys are in for something if you've never heard me in a webinar before. Okay, you can put your hand down, or you just can't find the hand feature, one of the two. Next question is, if you could put in the chat box, what type of business do you have? And I know that some of you started to do that, or some of you did do that. So you don't have to repeat that. I'm going to read off the ones that I have here. But if you didn't yet, please let me know. I'm going to read off the ones that I see. I see Tim is a realtor. Oh, please forgive me if I'm saying your name wrong. Giovanella, Learn Tech Today. Let's see, Debbie Cluth, Precise Paralegal Services, freelance paralegal business. Bill Andrews, Monofrax LLC, and a score mentor. Pam and John. You know what? I'm just not even going to say last names because I'm probably murdering them. Pam and John plan to start a retail coffee shop. Enza, Westlife and Leadership Coaching. Phil, the owner of PGM Jewelers. Gary Friedman, I don't know what you out there, Gary Friedman. I don't know what you're doing. James Murphy III, owner of Criminal Justice Professionals Training and Consulting. Oh, he did a whole little, James, I have to compliment you. You must do a lot of networking. He said, "Good evening. I am James Murphy III, owner of Criminal Justice Professionals Training and Consulting. My company offers training for security and law enforcement professionals." You must copy and paste that. That's awesome. Jim Moore, Homes and More Incorporated owner. I'm a real estate agent with a home staging and design business. Giovanella clarified that Learn Tech Today is a computer training consulting business. And Tracy sells lip gloss infused with CBD oils. All right. This is an interesting group. I'm excited about this. Okay. Next question. If I can get, my computer is acting up on me. Okay. How long have you been in business? So for this question, just use A, B, C, D, or E so that I can just get an idea of for each of you. Just use A, B, C, D, or E. Let's see. I want to see how many E's might be out there. Oh, this is a variety. Oh, let me read Lisa. Hi, my name is Lisa. Oh, sorry, not Lisa. Hubert. Let me get the last name. Owner of Lygia Hubert, a graphic design firm here in Buffalo, New York. We develop visual communication solutions to support marketing and brand communication strategies for brands and products. All right. So from the how long you've been in business, we've got an interesting group, but it looks like the majority are A, not started. So this is going to be interesting. All right. Well, thank you for your participation, and let's move on. So Constant Contact has come a long way since they began in 1995 with email marketing. They now serve over 5 million small businesses, nonprofits, and individuals, offering new functionalities like websites, social media, Google Ads, event marketing, surveys, and polls. In this session, we're going to talk about choosing the right social networks, the 15-minute social media plan, getting started with paid social advertising. Again, I mentioned that I do like interaction. So with the help of Ted, I have 3 monitors here. So I'm like scanning. Part of the reason I don't have my webcam on is because you don't want to see how crazy I'm looking, scanning all my monitors. But if you have a question during the presentation, feel free to put that in the chat. I prefer the chat instead of the question and answer. So then it's one less thing I have to look at. But feel free to ask along the way. I have a lot of information to go over. Constant Contact says that this is supposed to be a 1-hour presentation, but instead of trying to rush through the material, I'd rather take my time, allow for you to ask questions, and then have time left over. So I'm definitely not going to be talking for 2 hours. That is the good news. Okay. So as a small business, you may have heard that you need to be on social media to grow your business. But the thought of how to get started, which channels to be on, how to engage with people, and get results that grow your business can seem overwhelming. Well, we know that as a small business, you don't have a lot of time or resources to help you get started and keep up with social media. Now, let's look at why using social media for your business or nonprofit can be so powerful. In today's virtual world, people need to be able to find and communicate with you on social media. The truth is that 21% of consumers are more likely to buy from brands that they can reach on social media. Today, we'll discuss some of the ways and reasons that people will want to find and interact with you. Another benefit of social media is that you can influence your audience. 37% of consumers' purchasing decisions are actually influenced or inspired by their friends' social media posts. This is something that can really help spread the word about your business. Another benefit of social media is that people want to show support for causes that they believe in. 84% choose to share information in order to help spread the word for a cause. Now, these stats are just a few of the reasons you should be using social media. Today, we're going to touch base on how you can get started without spending a lot of time or feeling overwhelmed. Now, one of the questions I forgot to ask, or I couldn't really determine it through your business names, raise your hand if, for those of you that may have found the hand feature, or put it in the chat if you have a nonprofit or are starting a nonprofit, just so I can get an idea. You all didn't go eat dinner yet, did you? Or maybe we don't have any nonprofits tonight. Usually during these webinars, I usually get 1 or 2 nonprofits. All right. Well, we're all for profit, but you know my little thing I always say, if you're not making any money, then you're all nonprofit. Okay. So let's get started with talking about choosing the right social networks. So my next question, what social media platforms are you currently using for your business? And I just want to let you know, a business page is different than a personal page. So go ahead and put in the chat window if any of you are currently using any business social media, not personal social media, but business. Nobody? Oh, here we go. Oh, here we go. They're coming in now. Coming in like a racehorse. We got, okay, somebody used acronyms. Oh, that was from the last question. Philip said PGM. Okay, let's see. Bill Andrews uses Twitter and LinkedIn. Jill uses Facebook and Instagram. Tim, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube. Lygia, I'm sorry, please forgive me. Miss Hubert. Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. Giovanella, Facebook. Deborah, Facebook, Instagram. And Philip, LinkedIn. PGM. I guess he'll tell me later what PGM is. All right. So what I'm feeling good about is it sounds like people that are on this call tonight are at least familiar with social media. So, what I want to know is, do you have a website? You don't have to answer this question, but that's something to think about. Do you have a website? Because your social media pages should not be your only online presence. You don't have total control of the layout and content, so it limits your ability to differentiate yourself from the competition. Tonight, we're going to mainly focus on the top 4 in this webinar. Now, YouTube is a top platform, but it requires a very different kind of strategy. All right, now before we talk about the specifics for social platforms, it's important to understand the fundamental goals that your social activities should be accomplishing. If you're not meeting your goals, you may feel like you're just spinning your wheels and wasting time with social media. So let's break it down into 3 goals that you want to make sure you're accomplishing with the resources and time you do have for social media: awareness, customer service, and action. You will see that as we discuss these goals, they can be tethered together in many ways. Generating awareness and providing customer service via social media often help you drive more action and engagement. The first goal is awareness, which really helps you to get found and build interest in your business or organization. If you're not on social media, you're sure to be missing out on opportunities to be found. Social media is a tool that can also help with SEO, or search engine optimization, and makes it easier to find you. When people are doing an online search, they'll go to Google and search for the type of business or service that they're looking for. Ideally, you want your business to pop up in those search engines with your website and social media pages. Another thing people are doing is going to platforms like Facebook or Instagram and searching directly for your business there. They're doing this because they want to get more information about who you are and what you do. They're going to be looking at your information and deciding whether they want to do business with you. Social media is a huge source of word of mouth for your business. All of the interactions you have will help to generate awareness for your business. And social media generates more awareness because of the connections of people that engage with you. It allows more people to see those interactions. Basically, people need to find you and they need to see that you're interacting with people and that you're a trustworthy business. Now, one of the hesitations we hear from small businesses about using social media is that it can be hard to quantify and measure the impact. In terms of measuring whether you're getting enough awareness, remember to always ask people how they found out about you. If you're using any kind of sign up form, add a field to capture where they heard about you. The second goal you want to accomplish with your social media efforts is customer service. This is something that's very important in today's world. That's because about 45% of consumers visit social media as one of the first channels they'll go to if they have questions or issues. And people who receive good customer service via social media are likely to spend 20% more and are 30% more likely to recommend the brand. Providing good customer service tethers back to awareness, because the more people who see you interacting and providing good customer service, the more trustworthy you look to those who are just finding your business for the first time. Now, there are 2 sides to customer service. You're going to be able to find people who like your business, leave reviews, and share their positive experiences. However, There may be people who don't like your business or provide negative feedback. That's your opportunity to convert them by responding to their feedback and trying to make them happy. Responding will show others you truly do care. People just want to be heard, and you want to show them that you are engaging and listening to people. Providing good customer service allows you to control the narrative of your business. While that might sound scary to some of you, this will at least help to improve the experience. Now, in terms of how to gauge success with customer service, look at your total interactions. Look at those mentions to understand if you're seeing more or less. Because again, this relates back to generating awareness for new customers and prospects for your business. Now, the third goal you want to accomplish with your social media efforts is getting people to take action. You want to push from visibility of the other two goals into really getting results for your business or organization. You want to ask them to do something. It might be buy something, go to your event, or donate to your cause if you're a nonprofit. For this, you need to think about what you need the most. If you're a nonprofit, you may need volunteers or donations. And if you're for profit, you typically want people to make a purchase or sign up for something. Your fans will follow you for a reason. So it's important to ask them to do something, even if it's providing a link back to your blog post or your website. You want to create a craving and get people interacting with you. You want them to share photos of their visit to your location or even share how they're using and loving your products and even share your posts. For ideas, look at how other businesses are successful using social media and always keep an eye on what your competitors are doing. See what they're doing that's drawing engagement and awareness to come up with strategies that will help you essentially steal business from your competitors to make you stand out. So now we've talked about the goals to really focus on for creating awareness, providing customer service, and getting people to take action. These three goals are going to play a role in how you're planning to spend your time and effort on social media. One of the biggest questions asked by small businesses regarding social media is, do I need to be on every social media platform? There are so many. Where do I need to be? In short, you don't need to be on every platform. That's worth repeating. You do not need to be on every platform. There just isn't enough time or resources to spend on all of them as a small business. Our recommendation is to focus on one platform that makes the most sense for your business so you can learn how to use it most effectively to drive results. Otherwise, you'll be spreading yourself thin, doing just a little bit on every platform and not seeing much from your efforts. So that's why we're going to focus on the top 5 most used platforms that have been around for a while and businesses have success on them. There are tons of other platforms out there, and some of them are very new and some of them are great. But for those of you just getting started on social media, we suggest these top 5 to get your efforts going, and then you can consider adding in more later. Now, of course, we're not saying to use them all, but that's what this section is about. We're going to talk about some of the benefits of these platforms and how they work so that you can make an informed decision for your business. On that note, there are a few things that are going to factor into your social media platform decisions. such as your industry and target audience, the resources you can dedicate, and the specific goals of your business. Let's start with talking about one of the biggest platforms, Facebook. For a lot of businesses and nonprofit organizations, Facebook is considered the place to be. You can reach and engage with a large number of customers, donors, members, or whoever your audience is. A wide variety of audience types can be found on Facebook, connecting with friends, family, and staying up to date with news. Really, just about any type of business can find an audience on Facebook. That includes business to business, software companies, luxury goods, services, and nonprofits. Facebook is fairly easy to use, and it's great to help you share a variety of content like images, videos, and links. It can really help you to generate word of mouth awareness and drive results with clicks to purchase or providing more information. Facebook is great for hosting any sort of event, such as a trunk show, special event dinners, art shows, or fundraisers. The audience on Twitter is typically younger and tends to be popular with highly educated individuals. So I'm looking at this list again, and I'm seeing who are my highly educated individuals that are on Twitter. No comment. Twitter is a fast-moving, real-time, news-driven platform. Consumers often go to Twitter for customer service, so be prepared to engage and respond to customers here. Twitter is great for retail businesses, nonprofits, and even newspaper, media outlets, and journalism. If you have a lot of events that are happening in real time, consider using Twitter to engage your audience. Again, you'll want to have a wide variety of content that you can share to generate link clicks, engagement, and even drive some foot traffic from your Twitter efforts. That means videos, photos, links, and of course, event information. Now, individual tweets are limited to 280 characters, but you're not limited by the number of tweets. So tweet, 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 tweet. Now, Instagram audience is fairly young. Most users are women between the ages of 18 and 29. With this highly visual platform, it's important to note that there are very little ways to link from Instagram to your website or product pages. However, this is the tool you can use to build your brand. Instagram is considered a mobile-first platform, so people can easily take pictures and videos and share them directly from the app. For Instagram, you need to have high-quality images and videos that you can share on this platform. And because it's so visual, it can help you to generate foot traffic, engagement, and word-of-mouth awareness. Instagram is great for any business that has a visual story to tell, such as bakeries, coffee shops, independent retailers, travel agencies, concert venues, art museums, and more. The resources and expertise level that's needed for Instagram is considered medium to high. So definitely something to consider based on where you're at in the social media journey for your business. A popular feature is Instagram Stories. This feature was created to allow users to share moments of their day very quickly and without a lot of effort. It has the ability to support photos and videos, and it will stay on the account for 24 hours and then disappear. This is great because you don't have to worry about trying to work through Instagram's algorithm. Your story will be featured at the top of the home feed. You can bump your story to the front of the line by simply adding another element to your story. Another great reason to use Instagram stories is that it provides a reminder when your story is about to expire. This is something that's really going to help you organically in the search engines. Now, one thing to note is that Facebook does have a story option, but it hasn't gained as much traffic. So, to save on some time and effort, you might try cross posting your Instagram story. Now, sharing the exact same thing across every platform is not something we recommend with everything, but something you can try to see if you can gain any traction with the Facebook story feature. Pinterest is another platform that is great for audiences who are visual or any type of visual business, like interior designers, wedding venues, and just about anything to do with the food service industry. I should have added in this note hairstylists because out of all of these social platforms, Pinterest is the one I use the most, not as a business, but as a consumer, because I love different hairstyles and I've got all these little pins and posts of hairstyles. But anyway, Pinterest is useful if you have a lot of content, like a blog or a lot of images that you can share from your website. You should make sure your website is Pinterest enabled, because the real power to Pinterest is getting people to share content on your behalf. So they pin things to their boards, and then you can get that awareness equity that we talked about earlier. There are easy ways with Constant Contact's website builder to actually optimize your pages so that they are inherently more pinnable. So the linking capabilities on Pinterest can definitely help with getting you found and improving your SEO. Now I'm looking back through this list and I didn't see anybody that said Pinterest. So maybe by the end of this presentation, for some of you that are maybe comfortable on some of these other platforms, you might want to consider Pinterest if it makes sense for your business. Last but not least is LinkedIn. It's more professionally driven and it's not so much based on people's personal interests. It has more of a unique audience in general, but one of the most common myths is everyone thinks it's just for business to business. But it's also great if you offer memberships or services and for nonprofits. Think about your audience and how they would experience your content on this platform. All the other platforms we've talked about have a different focus that appeals more to the personal side of your audience. LinkedIn is a different way of thinking about your audience and how you interact with them. You should share the things that are more professionally aligned. You want to do things that put your business and the people at your business in more of a leadership perspective. Share case studies, tips, and news. Talk about things that are trending within your industry rather than a hard sell. Each audience on each platform is different. So you should be sharing a slightly different message on each platform so that you don't bore people who might see those multiple messages. If you're just getting started with social media or struggling to manage multiple platforms, we recommend choosing one platform to really focus your efforts. That way you can figure out what works and what doesn't and adjust your strategy to get results moving forward. Okay. We hear all the time how small businesses don't have enough people following them. Well, you have to do a little work to increase your following. A hashtag is a searchable keyword on a specific topic. You can search for people with pages similar to yours and follow them. Depending on your business, you can search for people in your local area. This might be good for a local restaurant or a boutique. Or you could search for hashtags that are related to your business. Once you follow them, you'll have a good chance of getting people to follow you back. You've also got to ask your current customers that you're already interacting with. Ask people on your mailing list by adding a social media block that links to your active social media channels and ask them to follow you. Don't forget about those in-person interactions as well. If you're out networking or someone is making a purchase in your store, tell them to check out your social page and follow you to stay up to date or get offers. That's just kind of common sense. All right. At this point, you should have a good idea of what platforms you'll want to be on for your business. So let's move on to talk about how you'll manage and use your social media channels. For your social media plan, you want to think back to the 3 goals we talked about earlier. Your plan needs to include time for each of these goals to create awareness, provide customer service, and encourage action. So you'll want to break it down into 5 minutes for each of these every day. This shorter amount of time will make your social media efforts more manageable. Over time, with this plan, you'll be able to learn what works for your audience and your business, and you'll be able to make better decisions. Once you see results, you'll want to invest more time and resources into your social media activities. You will receive a link, as well as you're going to get this whole presentation, because I know this is a wealth of information, but you're going to get a link to a planning calendar that you can use to plan out the content you want to share and on which platforms. This calendar will help you to stay on track over time. It's a Google Sheet that you can download and start filling out. So let's look at some ideas that you'll want to think about for each of these goals. There are several things you can do to generate awareness, like a new menu or changes in your office hours or anything like that. You can share some behind the scenes of how your product is made. I'd like to know the CBD lip gloss. You can also create awareness by sharing your own blog content or even sharing industry information that relates back to your business. I know that, what did I read? There's some with legal services and computers. You know, there should be a lot of content, computer training, real estate. It's a lot of content there. Creating awareness about your business on social media is going to vary for different kinds of businesses. The idea is to create content and keywords that helps you show up when someone searches online for a business like yours. The example on this slide is from a fitness center that shared a video on LinkedIn about taking care of your health. This post helps build awareness and establish their expertise in that area. For customer service, make sure, number 1, you monitor your mentions so that you can respond and engage with them at least once a day, or more urgently if needed. Number 2, read and respond to people who have rated or reviewed your business. You want to respond to them whether it's good or bad. Number 3, answer any questions you get. It's important to note that people may be talking about you without directly mentioning your business name. They may tag your location, but it's important to search for things like this so you can respond to let them know you do care and that you are paying attention. In your replies, you want to make sure that they look unique and sound sincere. In other words, don't just say, "Thank you, thank you, thank you," each time. Make sure your responses are unique to each question or comment. The example on this slide is from a nonprofit organization who takes donations for clothing swaps. One of their followers reached out on Twitter asking if they could donate a coat to the organization. They replied with a message thanking the follower and provided them some additional information for the donation. There are a ton of different things that you can do to encourage action from your followers. One, create a Facebook post for your upcoming events to encourage registrations. Two, share posts to encourage people to take action, purchase a product, schedule a consultation, leave a review, or sign up on your email list. Number three, think about getting users to generate content. For instance, you can run a contest asking people to share images of a product they bought or results of them using your product or service. This all leads back to helping you create awareness. Number four, use polls and surveys as a way to engage your followers and encourage them to take action. These are great opportunities to learn from your followers about their interests or expertise. And number five, encourage people to turn on notifications for Twitter. Ask them to click the following button on feedback. The following button on Facebook, and ask them to check the option to see your post first. These types of things can help you to show up in their newsfeed without fighting the platform algorithms. Always make sure your call to action in your post are clearly defined. Tell them what it is you want them to do. It's important to keep in mind that the more people you can get to interact with your post, the better your chances are of reaching more people organically. And organically just means in the search engines. Now, this example is from a home and body business who posted a link to one of their blog articles on Twitter. They asked people to visit their blog and read more about their kitchen renovation and enter to win a free design consultation. Now, I'm sure some of you are thinking about how you won't be able to figure out what information to share. First, I want to mention that you need to have a variety of content. Don't try to sell all the time. You'll want to have a good variety of helpful content versus strictly promotional where you're selling your product or asking for donations. Okay, I'm just curious, how many of you have a blog or are using email marketing for your business? You can either raise your hand or put in the chat window what you're doing. Gary Friedman says blog here. Oh, getting a lot coming in. Where are we? Okay, Tim just started a blog. Anyone else out there? I know some of you don't even have a website yet. All right, well, we got a couple of people there. They've got blogs. Your blog content. Oh, wait, let me ask a question. Any email? I just got ready to say, is anybody using email marketing? Let's not forget that one. Got Philip, one person with email. Okay. Your blog content and your email content is great to repurpose on social media. It will help to extend the reach of the content you already have. You have a couple of options with email. You can easily share your emails on social media using the social share tool in Constant Contact. However, I discourage you from doing this with every email. The idea is that you want to entice people to join your email list. So only share a few as a sneak peek to your email list. The other way you can repurpose email content is to look at each piece of content or content block within your email, because each piece of content can become an individual social media post. For your blog content, you can write a short excerpt of your blog post and include the link to the full post. Remember, when you are sharing content, don't share with the exact same message on every platform. That's if you're using multiple platforms. You want to adjust each post for the individual platform and the audience on that platform. You don't want to disengage people who may be using multiple social platforms or following you on those multiple social platforms. Okay, I want you all to take a sigh of relief. I want to feel it through the airwaves, because not every post or piece of content has to be something that you own. You should look for content from trusted sources that can relate back to your industry. That means you might look for industry news, helpful infographics, video content, data, and blog posts. This is the kind of content that will help you to keep people interested when you don't have information of your own to share. You can use a tool like Twitter's advanced search tool or a tool like Feedly that allows you to search and find related content. You should search based on keywords, location, or hashtags to find content that can be reshared to your audience. Make sure to share a link to the original source and add a short note with your perspective or why your audience will find the content valuable. Okay, at this point, you've got some good information for your own social media plan. And again, these links will be provided with the presentation that you're going to get. Now, the last section of today's webinar is paid social advertising. There have been some recent trends and changes in the social world. In a recent study, it was found that 1/3 of millennials have permanently deleted their social media accounts. These changes may be due to the recent privacy issues as well as negative feelings toward social media use. I mean, it used to be that you could use social media for free and grow your business and following organically. However, social media platforms are trying to fight the good fight and adjust their algorithms so users see more from their friends, followers, and groups. So now you need to add paid ads to your social media strategy. Social media ads will help you reach new people for your business because paid ads get a guaranteed spot in your target audience's newsfeed. Now, we're not saying that you need a huge budget, because social media ads are a cost-effective way to promote your business. For some of the top search terms on Google, advertising costs about $50 per click. Especially, I know there was somebody in the legal service on this call. If you've ever tried Google, anything to do with legal is very high. Real estate can be too, but so is the return. The average cost per click on Facebook ads are $1.72. Now that's much more affordable. Social ads can be hard to understand, especially if you're just starting your journey with social media. One of the easiest ways to create a social ad is to use a lead ads tool with an email program like Constant Contact that currently includes Facebook and Instagram ads. This tool simplifies the process and syncs leads into your constant contact account. This is beneficial in today's world because you own your email list and you can communicate with them on a more personal level. This allows you to easily target your audience with email messages to entice them to purchase your products or services or become a member of your organization. Lead ads are just one type of ad you could create, but depending on your goals, you could get them to follow your page or take an action to purchase your product. You have a lot of options when it comes to creating ads and growing your business or organization. So let's take a high-level look at how social ads work. Your target audience may be one of the most important parts of creating a successful ad. If you're targeting too broad of an audience, the chances of success are slim of getting them to take action. So you'll need to start by narrowing down your custom audience. It might seem nice if you could gain 100,000 leads or email subscribers. But you need to think realistically in order to target the right people who are likely to take the action you want. You don't want to waste time or money. Start by getting specific about your target audience. Most of the major social media platforms allow you to create a custom audience in order to target people based on demographics, behaviors, location, and interests. You should include and exclude people based on those characteristics. One common scenario we hear is that someone wants to grow their email list or get new customers within a certain radius of their location. This is one reason why social ads are so great, because you can define the location you want to target. Facebook will show you a gauge with your audience size. It will tell you if your audience details are too specific or if they are too broad. You want to make sure your ad will display to enough of the right people in order to get them to take action. Think about the characteristics of your current prospects or customers. What are their interests, job titles, etc.? Now, a lookalike audience can also be beneficial. A custom audience is the starting point, but if your business doesn't rely as much on geographical locations, you might need some additional data to make sure you are targeting the right audience. That's where you can add another layer of targeting with lookalike audiences. A lookalike audience allows you to identify common qualities of people who are already in your subscriber database. Then a social media platform will create a list of users that you can target that resemble your existing email subscribers, therefore increasing the chances of them taking action. Now, I know a lot of you out there are probably wondering, like, what? That gets back to the privacy and the fact that all of our data, especially if you have a Gmail account, your data, your information, your buying habits, your browsing habits, all of that is all in a database. Now, in most cases, you need a list of several hundred contacts in order to create a lookalike audience for your ad targeting. For Facebook and Instagram, you need to have at least 300 contacts to create your lookalike audience. Next, you need to think about the design and information for your ad that will catch your audience's attention. Think about your business goals and what you're trying to accomplish with your ad. Are you trying to generate awareness or get people to take action and purchase a product? Spend some time thinking about this so you can really focus your efforts on the right ad to create. If you want to generate awareness, Consider using your existing content to educate the audience and turn them into leads. Maybe offer a download of your product guide or provide content that will really engage them to make a purchase of your product later. Maybe provide a customer success story via video in your ad to show the value of your business and what you can provide. There are a lot of options. For those of you already using email marketing, your email reports can be a good indicator of what your potential audience is interested in. Look at your opens and clicks to determine which topics are most engaging with your current email subscribers. Those are some good starting places for the topic and content for your ad. Now, all social platforms look a little different. So I want to touch on some of the things you'll need to think about for the design of your ad. You only need a short amount of text to tell your story and win over your audience. Make sure to focus on the benefits of your product, service, or programs and relate this information back to the specific audience you're targeting. With the Constant Contact lead ads tools, you'll always be asking them to join your email list. So think about what you will offer to entice them to sign up. Your ads also need to have an attention-grabbing visual. You can add an image, a slideshow of up to 10 images, or a video. Remember, your visual needs to support your message and your goals. We recommend to showcase your products or services, your own products or services. For visuals, look for images with strong colors. Either use line art with a bold, eye-catching color or use photography that pops. In several platforms, a headline will show below your visual. Don't use the default or leave in the default name of your business or organization because it's not utilizing that valuable space. This headline should relate back to your audience's needs and it's going to draw their eye to the call to action. You will have a set of call to action buttons you can choose from, including apply now, download, get quote, learn more, sign up, and subscribe. Social ads are all about encouraging action and getting them to click. This is where you want to drive people to fill out a form to receive whatever you're offering. Just make sure your button makes sense for what you're offering and lets them know what they'll be getting in return. You want to keep your audience engaged after they fill out your form. It's important to follow up with whatever you offered or entice them with the next step. If you're using Constant Contact's lead ads tool, the contacts will automatically sync to your account. So now is the time to start building the relationship. That's where email marketing automation comes into play. We suggest using an automated series of emails to engage these new leads right away so they don't sit stagnant in your database and forget about you. The ideas on how you can use an automated series to engage your new contacts from social media ads are endless. You could welcome them to your email list, share some of your best content, or encourage them to take further action. From Constant Contact, you can create and manage ads along with your Facebook and Instagram profiles, posting, commenting on posts, and more. Next, you should view your results and revise your efforts for the next time. You want to view the number of impressions, which is the total number of times your ad is displayed to your social media platform users. Then you want to look at the total leads you got from your ad. This is the number of leads who actively clicked on your ad and completed the associated sign-up form. And you want to know the cost per lead. This is the amount you spent on your ad divided by the total leads that it generated for your business or organization. The total spend is the total cost you spent to run the ad. Now, I also want you to think about the stats outside of the ad platform you use to see if you met your business goals. Basically, did you get people to do what you wanted? If you wanted them to purchase a product, did you get them to do it? Or did they register for your event or sign up to your blog? The idea is to fully understand the performance of your ad. You've got to think about the ad results themselves, like those clicks and impressions, but also those outside stats that should also be affected. Now, I want to encourage you to think about all this information and continue adjusting your future ads to improve your results. You might try offering a different piece of content in return for subscribing. Change the headline or try a video instead on the next run of the ad. See how your numbers compare. Keep testing because trends and usage of social media often change over time. Now, at this point, you should be able to get started to create your first or your next ad on social media. So let's go ahead and start to wrap up. Let's recap a few things that I want you to keep top of mind. To be effective in your social media efforts, you need to focus your time on 3 key efforts: to drive awareness, provide customer service, and encourage people to take action to buy something, register for your event, or donate to your cause. Don't forget, you really don't need to be active on every platform. How many times have I said that tonight? Start with one platform, and once you get going, you might consider others that could work for your business. Think about where your audience is likely to be. Start by spending 15 minutes every day to focus on the 3 goals we've mentioned. Once you start seeing your results, you're likely to want to spend more time and resources to use social media for your business. And finally, use social ads to get a guaranteed spot in your target audience's timeline. Set up your social ads to reach new people and grow your business. Now, if you happen to be someone who's currently struggling to use multiple social platforms, just choose one so that you can really focus your efforts. Another question often asked is, how many times should I post? There's no firm answer to this question because it depends on, number 1, how much content you have. Number 2, how much time you can dedicate to social media. Number 3, how much content the platform will allow. Now, you'll see some different suggestions and summary on this slide. Facebook has a max of 2 posts a day. That's how their algorithms are. They'll start to ding you if you do more than 2 posts a day. Twitter has unlimited posts, and Instagram has more posts if it's done as stories. But please, please remember, one good post is better than several bad posts. Now, this is a very busy chart, but I found it on the internet, and it overviews everything we discussed and more for each of the different platforms to help you make a decision on which if you haven't started, on which one you may want to start with. And again, there's going to be a link in the slide to take you to the actual blog where I got this from that actually goes into more depth on all of this. Now, social media marketing can significantly improve your search engine optimization because all of those platforms are also major search engines. And this is just a summary slide of, again, of what we talked about. As we begin to wrap up, I do want to share a bit about Constant Contact, especially since they are the one who's sponsoring this presentation. Constant Contact is built to simplify the complex and confusing task of marketing an idea. As a Constant Contact partner, I can help you bring it to life. Constant Contact has all the tools and tips you need to get your online marketing on track. Whether it's creating great looking email marketing campaigns with welcome emails, list join tools, and automation, easily building an awesome website with all the essentials, running Google, Facebook, or Instagram ads to get more website traffic, finding new customers on social, I skipped one ahead. Finding new customers on social media or building your email marketing list. You can even manage your social media, making posts, replying, and viewing deep analytics to help you make the right step. They also have tools to create a beautiful logo for your brand or building an online store. Promote your products and track inventory, even across multiple digital storefronts. Constant Contact has all the tools, features, and expert guidance you need to help you succeed, all in one place. You can start today, free, no credit card required. Constant Contact has all the help you need. There's when you get the presentation, I put a lot of resources in there that some of the resources requires you to at least get a free account to access them, but a lot of the others don't. You can watch tutorial videos, webinars all day. Excellent ones with Constant Contact, and you can also call into their helpline or chat line. Very good support. Now, following what I've already talked about, Constant Contact is built to simplify the complex and confusing task of marketing an idea. As a Constant Contact certified partner, I can help you bring it to life by offering promotional discounts. Every webinar, there's some kind of promotion they give me. So if you go to my promotional page, you can download a free guide that will talk about how to use social media with your email marketing. And of course, you can sign up for a free trial, and a Constant Contact marketing coach will reach out to help you. Finally, as Ted mentioned earlier, I am doing 2 additional webinars for this year. In a couple of weeks, I'll be doing the 5 last-minute holiday marketing ideas. That will be my first daytime webinar. I still work full-time, so the reason I'm always doing evening webinars is that's when I'm available, but taking the week off of Thanksgiving, so I'll be able to do a daytime webinar. Make sure you go to the website to sign up. And then in December, how to grow your business with Google search ads. All righty. So as I told you, I like to take my time and go through things, and we still have time left. So Ted, I don't know if you want to allow them to open their mics. It might be easier. We only have a few. Looks like we have 13 attendees. So it may be easier if anyone has any questions, if you allow them to open their mics, they can just ask me.
Sure, I can allow them to talk, open their mics.
So what I
Okay.
would ask is maybe like first raise your hand or, you know, something, and then I'll call on you and you can ask your question. Or if you don't have the ability to use your mic, you can type it in the chat box. So anyone have any questions? Everybody shy, or maybe I was just that detailed, or their head is spinning, one or the other. Either there's enough detail that I covered everything. That's usually what I try to do. Or their head is spinning.
Yeah, it should be possible now for any of our attendees to go ahead and open up their mics.
Yes,
And
I
yeah.
see a hand raised, and I'd love for you to pronounce your name. Last name is Hubert, because I know I've been saying it wrong.
Hi, my name is Ligia Hubert, but it's difficult in Spanish, so don't worry. It's more difficult in English. It's okay.
Okay.
Arba, thank you for all the information that you provided us with. It was very interesting. As you can see, I'm in the field of graphic design, so this was very nice for me, because it's information that not only I understand from my customers' perspective, but also from my own perspective, you know, for my business. So the question that I wanted to ask, I know that you said and you repeated that several times, you know, we don't need to do everything. We don't need to be in all the different platforms, but and I know this responds to particular things depending on each case, but what would be your recommendation, you know, for a business, like how to maintain, or what will be like a healthy presence, you know, in the sense of how often, or how would be like a good mix of channels to use, you know, for a business.
Right. I would definitely recommend going back to when you get the presentation, there's going to be a link to the blog that will help you to determine that, because there's so many factors. That the reason so many platforms exist is because they all can help every type of business, depending upon you know, who you got to know who your target market is, what kind of content do you have. There's so many factors, so I'm definitely not going to tell you one over the other. The purpose of tonight's presentation was to help everyone hopefully understand better what all the platforms are, but you have to determine what's going to work best for your business.
Okay, thank you for that.
You're welcome. Any other questions?
There's nothing else coming in on the chat, but okay.
No.
Hello.
No, I'm here, but
Okay.
yeah. Well,
No, I
Mhm.
do remember in another presentation that was made, oh, this goes back several months ago, or it may even go back to an in-person presentation that we did. If anybody can remember back to those times when we did in-person presentations. But yeah, I remember a question came up about, I'm using several platforms, and I'm just kind of wondering, you know, what should be the frequency of the update. And I know, Arba, that you did address this, but I particularly liked the way that it was addressed in this other presentation that I saw. This person said, well, yes, I'm on, the presenter said, yes, I'm on several platforms, but some of them I just maintain a presence on. And so my frequency of updating is not as much as this one platform where I really have identified my target audience, and I'm really looking to use that one particular platform, especially for my sales and marketing promotion. And so the frequency of which I'm updating that particular platform is much more frequent than this other platform, where for the most part, I'm maintaining a presence there, but the presence is to lead to this other platform, which is frequently updated. So I don't know if that capsulized clearly the content of the discussion, but I hope it did. I was impressed by the fact that that there was a clear awareness there that you maintain multiple platforms, but some are more important than others for your marketing purposes.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. That goes back to what I was saying about quality is better than quantity. You don't, I mean, there's these numbers that are given here as suggestions. But if for your business, if you don't really have that much content, then why would you hold yourself to trying to keep up with this frequency of posting if you really aren't saying anything? Because nobody, it just gets watered down. I'd rather have someone post. Same with email. You don't want to be inundating your email subscribers with the same old all the time. So that's what it's really based on. Are you really providing any good, useful content to your subscribers, or are you just posting and trying to keep up with a frequency just because that's what the industry said? Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Well said. Okay, I don't see any other questions or comments coming in. Anybody
Okay.
else? Last call.
Well, that's good. All right, I'm gonna tidy up a bit more of my notes and send it over to you, Ted, so you can get it out to the attendees.
Okay, and I want to thank all the attendees for attending tonight, and especially our presenter, Arba. Very clear and well presented. We appreciate your time and effort to make this presentation. Thanks again to our attendees. Just remember that you will be getting an evaluation that'll be coming to you in your email, and asking you for well, your evaluation. And so please do fill it out, do return it. It's really very helpful. Thank you for being with us tonight. We look forward to your attending another one of our SCORE workshops and visiting buffaloniagara.score.org to check out what's coming up as far as workshops. Just remember the workshops are listed at the bottom of the workshops page, so don't be confused if you see nothing at the top. Go all the way to the bottom of the workshops page on buffaloniagara.score.org. Sign up there, and we look forward to seeing you at another workshop. Thanks again. Good night. Stay well, all.
Good night.
Thank you.